Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Now, prepare to hear the race's next challenge. Let's find out where our fierce competitors are bound.
Welcome back to Metaphor ReFantazio! And we're starting things off, because it's a new arc, we've got Battlin's incredible political commentary, the only political commentary that I want to watch.
To recap, the 20 candidates with the current highest approval on the King's Rock will be the only ones to proceed. All others will be disqualified.
So if you knew that, and if you knew the logic of, by stories, we need to still be in the running at this point, you'd know to bet in the top 20 for that Brylehaven optional gambling.
I'd say the results of the exhibition are sure to have spread by now. Let's have a look at the standings, shall we? In first place, the undisputed winner, bane of sea monsters and savior of the people, our very own Sanctipex Pardon!
Boo!
And the traitor Luis in second, despite not actually being in the race. But in third, we have the warrior monk captain, Master Guido! Furthermore...
I love the way he just glosses over Luis, but little does he know, he's actually going to be entering soon.
In the end, everyone but Luis is just representing the Sanctus Church.
And us, and some of the other candidates still there. Also just noticed there are actually those metaphor runes on the back of the rock. I didn't realize that before.
What's your point? I dare say that's a relief. We'll finally be done with all this chaos. A return to normalcy.
Ha! Normalcy. Funny how it's only the rich who miss how things used to be. But now Count Luis has the people behind him. He'll save the common man.
Yes, we're all keeping our ears out for a response from Luis's faction, but we do have one standout who's seen a stunning jump in popularity since the exhibition. The lad responsible for exposing the sins of the Sanctress Joanna. Valiant human slayer. Yes, it's the young elder.
Right! Wasn't expecting that one. Nameless to famous in a single night. Just like that, he's in the top 20.
Oi, crier man, where's the windbag? The one what acted all high and mighty over a tiny human head.
Who? Oh, right, that Gladell or something. No sign of him, probably saw the writing on the wall and dropped out.
Yes, he did indeed drop out of life.
So it really was all talk then? The disgrace to the Rusum, hiding his inadequacy behind Luis's authority.
Funny thing is, I always forget that Gladell is a Roussant, which says something.
But the boy candidate isn't the only one in the spotlight. We've a rising star by the name of Katharina.
I guess news doesn't travel fast enough by carrier pigeon because she's already dropped out.
Some big ideas, that girl. I hear she plans to put a price on every wealthy head if she takes the throne.
This boy Catherine is like crying out from the distance. I said I wouldn't do that anymore.
What's wrong with that? If they're sitting on most of the kingdom's money, they can afford to hire a little extra security every day. Let them sweat it out.
Now here's a surprise. We've got a Mastari candidate still in the running. And my sources say they hail from, well, Virga Island!
A pagan island, eh? But they're filthy barbarians. Besides, nobody could compare to Lord Milo.
The final roundup's actually looking pretty diverse. We're just about ready to announce the next leg of the race.
Actually looking pretty diverse, much of the frustration of Forden.
And that's the bell! Thank you for waiting, ladies and gents. It's time to begin the second round of the tournament for the throne!
Which for us is effectively the fourth round.
First of all, congratulations to the 20 who have won their places on the King's Rock. You are now officially the winners of the first round. Let's give them a hand!
Okay, one, it's sad that Rudolph is here, and also Jin, and also Milo, and also, you know what, everyone here, except maybe Loveless. Loveless is, like, fine. And also, you know, this Mustari candidate, which we don't really know much about. I actually wonder if Katharina or Roger is here if you didn't fight them yet in their gauntlet runners.
No sign of Luis. Even if he does plan to take over, suppose he's still not eager to play by their rules.
I haven't seen Junah this morning either.
I heard some nobles say she had a job suddenly come up. Better that the audience doesn't see her with us, anyway.
Now, at long last, we are ready to announce their next challenge. This time, the task for the candidates is...
I just realized there's actually a whole bunch of generic candidates right behind us, so congratulations to all of these generic NPCs for actually making it into the top 20.
Recovering and offering a divine relic!
What? A relic?
Don't worry, we're happy to explain everything. You'll not want to forget this, so we've arranged for you to hear it from an unforgettable voice. To tell us more, please welcome to the stage our guide, our songstress, the lovely Lady Junah!
I don't know why this is my first reaction, but it would be an absolute nightmare to get her hair styled like that. Maybe it's an igniter thing.
Her sudden obligation revealed, I suppose.
Chosen heroes! Your next destination is Altaberry Heights, the capital of the Principality of Montario.
It's also must be really funny for her because she's going to appear impartial here, but she's actually completely with us at this point.
You are to gather there by the deadline, with a divine relic in hand to offer the Sanctus Church. Tragically, there are still heathens in this land who choose to reject Sanctism. They care nothing for salvation.
Junah at this point is like, why am I reading this off of this magical teleprompter? I would never say that.
They cling to strange idols, calling them divine relics, believing them gifts from their eldritch gods. But their rituals are unstable, and their relics just primitive magic tools. It is time we put an end to this misguided witchery. Take these relics from the pagan's grasp and bring them to the birthplace of Sanctism, Altaberry Heights, in Montario. Please deliver them to their rightful place in God's hands. May all our aspiring heroes be blessed with good fortune and the favor of God. I pray for your success.
Got a real presence before a crowd, doesn't she? Positively plucks at your heart.
I'm just thinking about how this was like actually real life. Junah would probably have to put out some kind of statement saying, I was made to say that and they paid me a lot for it. These do not condone my actual views at all, and yet, you know, it would still cause insane amounts of controversy on social media because everyone would be going crazy being all like, Junah supports religious oppression, and yeah, it wouldn't go well for her.
Focus, Iceland, focus.
And here we see yet more evidence of why people ship Hulkenberg and Junah sometimes.
By the deadline of the second round, Altaberry will begin the festivities for the autumnal Montario Saints' Day. This two-day event kicks off on Saints' Day Eve, with the main celebrations on the day proper. And this year's event will be historic. His Eminence, Sanctifex Forden, will be personally sealing the collection of the pagan relics. To celebrate, the songstress Junah will be dedicating a ceremonial song. You won't want to miss this, folks. Now, ladies and gentlemen, on my mark, let the second round of the tournament for the throne begin!
Like, I'm just wondering, like, is it publicly known that she's with Luis, though? Because if that's known and she also did that huge...
They're unabashedly ordering them to steal relics from pagan land now. That's plunder. They would steal our very culture.
Sanctus speech there? I guess the public would be very confused, but I feel like it wasn't public knowledge that she was with Luis. Anyway, So this line here is actually very interesting because it's just the way that metaphor is a lot more grounded, even though it does use a lot of typical JRPG and fantasy tropes. While a lot of JRPGs feature, like, antagonistic churches, very few of them touch on this kind of very real religious oppression. The idea of going to the territory of pagans and stealing relics from their culture and then claiming them to be part of, like, the actual, you know, state religion instead, because this is a thing that has happened in history before. And I guess it's a little bit too real and touchy of a subject for many RPGs to go. Like, I'll talk more about my take on, like, sanctism in this game as we go later into the story, but I do find it quite fascinating just because of just the very realistic way that the church is corrupt. I often find that many JRPGs just immediately jump to really outlandish things, like the church is actually a front for a centuries-old conspiracy that is specifically designed to cover up the fact that the world is actually the body of an apocalyptic dragon that they wish to wake and destroy everyone and stuff, and the god they worship is actually evil and stuff, like, but I feel like that can easily distract from the more mundane ways in which religions can be corrupted in real life.
That candidate's a Mustari. Small wonder he's so aghast. Forden's stooping to a new low.
What do you mean?
By and large, the Mustari are a pagan people. Their relics are cultural touchstones, vital to their hearts and faiths. And Forden's just ordered us to loot them as we please.
But in our case, we won't even know what we're doing until Luis gives the order.
Yeah, I just sort of thought about something since the last part. When Luis said we'd be serving as his eyes and ears, I wonder if he just did that as an excuse to keep a closer eye on us.
Either way, we're bound for Altaberry. It's further east. We've a long trip ahead of us.
Oh, my shoulder hurts. I don't care if it's the Crown Theocracy. You'd think they'd ask me a little sooner than the morning of.
Still managed to put on a hell of a show for him. Lady Junah, Count Luis has sent for you. And you lot too, I suppose.
Ah yes, the amazing and glorious and beautiful Lady Junah, and the others, I guess. I don't have a crush on Junah, what are you talking about?
Looks like our first job's come in. These men have me running all over. We're back, Lord Luis.
And he's still doing that classic villain slouch on fist pose.
Funny, isn't it? Since the Gladel incident, you've been inseparable from this gang.
Yeah, again, Fidelio is like, I am insanely sus of this entire group, and sadly for us, he's right.
Well, one has to keep one's chauffeur in line, don't you think?
It's hard to tell how much of this suspicion comes from, like, jealousy over the fact that he clearly has a crush on Junah, though.
Hey, heard you got a gig at the Sanctus Festival? Good on ya!
Ah yes, an amazing gig at the Sanctus Festival saying state-sanctioned propaganda about how all the non-Sanctus are evil pagans and backwards and barbarians and stuff. Yeah, great gig.
Thanks. Though I don't know if it's worth celebrating. Seems to me it's to keep Lord Luis in check. Putting me on stage the whole time might keep you from crashing their Saints' Day party.
Ah.
And if we try anything, they'll use it as an excuse to blacklist you. Just the kind of shite you'd expect from those Sanctist stooges.
Okay, so they are aware that she's with Luis. Okay, that is interesting, forcing her to basically make a statement saying, I'm actually not a Luisian, I'm actually supporting Sanctism.
You need fear nothing. It is Forden who now stews in his dread. That he seeks the divine relics is common knowledge. But who would simply give up an idol on par with a god's reverence? He has all but commanded that we take it by force. The king's magic ruined his schemes. You humiliated him in the public eye. And in one desperate final grasp for authority, the fool has placed his fate in my hands. Forden's game will soon end. Let us at least give him the finale he deserves.
Well, I mean, that's definitely something that we are in favor of. The issue is that we'll be giving you a finale right afterwards.
What are you planning to do?
What? Do you need to hear it repeated? I will give Forden his death.
Yeah, he last said that explicitly when you asked him a certain question in the, like, scene where you meet him.
And what of the king's magic?
You'll see soon enough. For now, you need only follow my orders.
I do like choosing that option, though, because... So it implies that Luis has already been researching a way to nullify the king's magic. Like, the Sanctus have already figured out that it can be nullified by a jewel at this point, but, like, we don't know that. But it is interesting to see that, like, a lot of people, well, at least the main influential, powerful figures in this tournament for the throne, are already trying to figure out ways to get around this.
Your task is to obtain a certain divine relic on my behalf. The artifact in question is a lance known as Dracodius.
Dracodios. The Draco implies something to do with dragons, I presume?
Well, you chose the right people for the job, for we have indeed prevailed against dragons in the past. We're not actually dragon slayers, though, because that dragon just ran away. But still, we got a sword out of it. It was kind of nice. Then it got outclassed by stuff you could just buy in shops a few towns over.
Suffice to say, the lore behind this particular relic intrigues me. You will acquire it in time for Saint's Day, and bring it to me.
Pretty high stakes, my lord. You sure you want this crop of novices on the job?
Rest assured, my other agents have their own relics I've assigned them to pursue. I've no urgent need for this lance, nor for them, should they fail.
Yeah, Louise has plans for a lot of eventualities, as expected.
I'll go along and keep an eye on them, shall I? You can bet that if they try and run off with the relic, I'll put a stop to it.
You certainly are attached to them, aren't you?
Well, it's their first formal assignment in your service, after all. I can be your eyes and ears.
Plausible cover story.
So be it then. You may act accordingly.
So, my lord, where can we find this fancy lance?
Find your clues elsewhere. You have nothing further from me. Prove you think as well as you fight.
Well, okay, that's good, because we probably want to research this thing on our own as well, just to figure out if it's something that we should not be handing over to you.
May we both find success in the pursuit of our shared vision.
And suddenly, dramatic Brawlhaven music!
Alright.
Okay, so we gotta go and go around and gather intel. And we are officially in plot mode right now, so we can't exactly do a whole lot. I believe that was a memorandum, dedication ceremony. Here we go, special announcement of the Crown Theocracy to be the central event of this year's Saints' Day Festival in Montario by collecting and sealing away dangerous relics scattered throughout the kingdom in the name of Sanctism. The ceremony will relieve the anxieties of the people, such is its designated purpose, but it's effectively a continuation of the exhibition of the Brave held in Brawlhaven, expected to act as the final leg of the tournament for the throne. While it can be seen as an open invitation to loot and pillage treasures of pagan faith while keeping the Sanctus official hands clean, some also note that it allows the Crown Theocracy to seize a veritable amount of dangerous weapons with unknown powers, a worrying sign for days to come. Yeah, we're basically potentially giving them a bunch of nukes. Okay, here we go, yeah. So, I was told in the comments that, because some people are wondering why this didn't kill Grius, but it did kill Glodell. Apparently the memorandum explains that. One aspect of the king's magic was discovered, somewhat blatant. In the event that the top-ranking candidate with a large board is in danger of bodily harm, the perpetrator will be immobilized by a glowing chain-like construction. The protective effect seems to apply only to the top 20 candidates, or those whose faces appear on the coronation roll. Resisting the magic chains and continuing to attempt harm results in the chains tightening, potentially causing death. However, what constitutes as harm is unclear, and it is not known if there are loopholes or exceptions. That is very interesting. So, the fact that Glodell actually died from it implied that he was still trying to kill us even after he was restrained. That is what killed him. Okay. Pagan crap. Well, we have actually spoken to some Mustari now, though it is granted a little optional. But that's kind of one of the reasons why, the other being the whole thing with the memorandum. That I went around talking to those Mustari and, yeah. Also, yes. Yeah, so basically the main thing to understand from that guy's random racist rantings is that there is a pagan around here somewhere.
No.
No. I mean, this guy does kind of look like a toad.
Wonderful.
All right, then.
Okay, yeah, right now we are locked out of fast travel, which means I can't collect on my bet yet. I need to go to in front of the recruitment center. Employee. Okay, good. Well, unfortunately for us, the informant's gone, so we can't just pay him to say, hey, have you ever heard of Dracodios? Okay. Large mask, Mustari, bothered about it. That sounds an awful like a certain candidate we know. The coast by the Merchant's Bazaar.
All right, then.
Well, fortunately, that's where the gambling stall is, but that's only at night. So let's waste no time in heading down to the Merchant's Bazaar. And, oh look, it's this guy again.
I can't believe this. He would have them all take what they please. This same atrocity all over again. Damn him. And damn his crown theocracy.
So, the accent that a lot of the Mustari have is actually Welsh. And apparently, if you know your history, it actually does fit better than you might think.
He's in quite a state. Though I can hardly blame him, with everyone ordered to ransack his homeland. For now, how to approach him?
They've really crossed a line.
Wait. You're not with the Sanctus Church. One of the few who aren't, it seems.
Specifically one of the few who aren't also affiliated with Luis, aka we're some of the only people you can trust right now.
I don't know much about divine relics, but I know all too well what it's like to see your homeland threatened.
The divine relics are symbols of our faith. More than that, they are the soul of our culture, our history.
Followers of the old native beliefs worship idols that are known to conduct magic, which they call divine relics. But unlike the igniters of modern times, they are primitive in make and function, and often dangerous. So said my studies, at least.
Let me guess, those were printed in totally not propaganda textbooks.
Oh, far from it. Divine relics aren't primitive in the least. That's just Sanctus propaganda. Really, it's the opposite. Most of these relics are powerful beyond belief, and igniters are just our crude imitations of them. If you'd ever seen one yourself, you'd know the difference. They don't call them divine for nothing. With powers like that, they might as well have come from the gods.
I wonder if the things Neuras is searching for in his bond are one of them.
You're that songstress. Didn't expect to hear all this from you, after what you said for the crowd.
Well, a job's a job. But as I'm sure you're aware, pagans aren't the only ones oppressed by the church.
You really are well informed. And it sounds like you know something of oppression. Did you perhaps come from the Mage Academy?
Huh. What has the Mage Academy got to do with oppression? For all we know, they were the ones conducting unethical experiments. It's starting to seem like that was also propaganda.
Details, darling. I've seen abuse of powers before, and I'd rather not see it again.
The other candidates seem bent on taking relics by any means necessary. But you all seem different.
To be fair, we are looking for one. The only relic we know by name right now is Dracodios.
The Lance of the Dragon God. So that's why you came up to me. I suppose anyone would want our homeland's greatest treasure. The Lance is no secret we're trying to hide. Truly, I hope mainlanders come by the scores to see it. Our village is on an island in the World Tree's embrace, where the Dragon God sleeps. On a clear day, you can see it from this land.
An island across the ocean. You mean Virga Island, then? It is a large island in the inland sea. Most of its inhabitants are Mustari, and it remains the only place in the land where sanctism has not taken root.
So yes, our people have gone to the one place that hasn't yet been corrupted by sanctism. The sea!
I'm not out to abolish sanctism myself. I just don't want everything we believe in to be destroyed.
Yeah, that's an interesting attitude to have.
So that's why you're in this race.
I thought I could change the world. And then I saw the truth. What a fool I was. I've not introduced myself yet, have I? My name is Edeni. Take my advice. Forget about Dracodios. We can't hand it over, and you'll never reach it anyway.
We don't intend to take it by force.
Even if you did, you'll not find any ships that sail there. And that's only the first obstacle in your way. Take my word. It's no place for an outsider.
Maybe we can find a pirate captain who'd be willing to take us there. We just have to be careful not to fight him or we get an automatic game over.
It's time I stopped chasing a fool's dream. I need to face reality. And if you're smart, you'll do the same.
Well, I mean, at least you tried to enter this race. That's more than can be said of many other people in your position.
Well, sounds like Dracodios is on Virga Island somewhere.
And if you'll remember from Luis's private quarters, there was a giant X mark on an island in the middle of the ocean. Yeah, that was where he was, looking into.
Is there really no ship passage there? This is the biggest port in the kingdom.
'Tis true. His words reminded me. Thanks to both sea currents and cultural tensions, the only merchant ships passing Virga Island embark from Montario.
But Montario's on the other side of the bloody sea. You can't seriously be suggesting we go there first and then loop back to Virga. We'd never make the deadline.
Then let's bally well conquer this inland sea ourselves.
Hello, the goat was listening in and decided to enter the conversation at the best possible time.
Don't worry, chums. I'm on the job.
You worried about Lady Junah? Actually asking this time, not just prodding.
Shut up.
Tell. You still don't trust them, do you?
How can I? We've only known them for a matter of days. Look, the whole Gladell mess, you really think they're innocent?
Then let's go with them, yeah? Me and you. You do whatever makes sense to you, Del. You know I'll follow wherever you go.
You never could keep your mouth shut, eh?
Oh, we're about to get to why I really like these two.
What the?
Wait a second. You're not saying this thing can sail now?
Quite right. While you lot were hobnobbing at old Luis's soiree, I had his run all to myself. And believe you me, I got quite an eyeful. Came away full of ideas.
Yes, Neuras is so great at engineering, he can just reverse engineer anything from just seeing it. It's kind of fitting that the top deck of the Gauntlet Runner looked like a ship anyway.
After all, this old girl wasn't designed as a land runner alone. All about modular design, don't you know? Flexible jointage. So I did a bit of tinkering.
But why? We'd not even spoken of the island until moments ago.
Island Schmeiland, milady. Look at the map. What's our shortest route to Montario, eh? A straight shot through the inland sea.
Huh. The man has a point. That never dawned on me.
I mean, yeah, our only other option would just be to teleport to Grand Trat and travel in that direction.
Besides, I've kept my ears open, what? Here there be monsters and all that rot. You'll need more than a ship for these waters. You'll need a proper sea runner.
And that's something most of the other candidates don't have the luxury of, so I do fear that several of them will die, probably the generic ones.
Oh, right. Neuras, you weren't at the exhibition, so you wouldn't know. Forden already killed the big sea monster out there. It had a huge head.
Really? Don't tell me you're making the trip in that.
Why are you two here?
Bodyguard duty, Lady Junah. We're along for the ride, especially since you're bound for some remote wild island.
Yep, these two are going to be traveling with us for this entire arc, and everyone rejoiced.
These poor newcomers are working so hard and you still can't trust them. Or is it me you don't trust?
We're here on Master Luis's orders. I'm sure I don't have to outline the pecking order there. Or do you have a problem with us being around?
No, I do not.
Rather.
We're running short on beds.
Oh, don't worry. Del doesn't take up as much space as me. Oh, belt up. Besides, you really expect this rust bucket to survive a night at sea?
If you don't like it, leave. Nobody's forcing you to come.
Looks like we're crewmates then. Nothing like a sea voyage for a bit of fun, yeah?
This is a fine mess. Wasn't expecting them along. What do you think their angle is?
They probably still suspect us.
I agree. We definitely crossed a line with the whole Gladell incident.
Suppose that's that, eh? I'll do a last check on her amphibials, make sure she's shipshape. Give me a shout when you're ready.
So yeah, we're about to head out into an expedition on the open sea. Okay, we've got Edeni here, the young chief of the Mistari village on Virga Island, a rare progressive amongst the Mistari. He left the island to participate in the tournament for the throne in order to shed light on the island's customs and treatment of the tribe. However, disappointed by the theocracy's crushing dominance as spearheaded by Forden, as well as his own powerlessness in the face of it, he decides to withdraw. Yep, he's already out. Hello there, Brawny Fisherman. Well, she won't be staying here much longer, sorry about that. So, I should actually mention now that in my first playthrough, I actually did Gladell's debate very close to the soiree. So, essentially, some of his last moments on this world were getting owned in a debate by Will. And, well, that's fitting.
Dismissed.
I mean, the only reason why you have so much support is just because there's so many Rusat in this country. You might want to stock up on some ingredients for the road ahead, because you'll have a lot of opportunity to do some cooking while out on the ocean. In fact, you might also have the opportunity to get some new ingredients you can't get otherwise. Oh, I have appraisable items. Oh yeah, I got these on the Caradrius, didn't I? Baleen bow. Yeah, baleen is like the teeth of whales. I mean, probably not technically teeth. I suppose that marine biologists are going to get angry at me for that. Steel ship gauges. Visco helm. Sable hood. Well, getting more of these plus magic accessories is nice. Ooh, that's cool. Oh, that is really nice. I also like how that effect is like, is described, like, it's justified by the description of the item, and, like, that's probably something terrible. No, man, you know, +4. Okay, that's gonna lower my magic, and it does have way less defense, but, like, restoring MP on defeating an enemy is also very nice of an effect. It's actually not that much of a decrease in defense, given the, given that I've also got that, and you currently only have a useless generic accessory? I think you go back to the Praetorian Cloth, which means you can take the Crescent Medal. I think I'll get some more regular revival medicines just in case I need stuff on the road. You can buy charm items. Oh, and attack debuff items. Those are really good when you have nothing better to do with your turn, so I'm gonna actually buy quite a lot of them. Can't go back to any of the other towns, though, so we can't buy Balms of Life at the church. Oh, okay, yeah, we got a discount thanks to Brigida, nice. So is there any armor that I'd like here? Okay, I already bought that. Small HP recovery every turn. I'm not gonna get a windfall of cash like this for a while, though. Dodge strike from Boxer's headgear. Ah, I thought so! There's a boss coming up that uses primarily strike attacks. That's a decent thing to buy now. Ah, Dame Silver Fan, a new masked dancer weapon. May as well take this. And the only other major thing they sell is Fortune's Bludgeon, which I already have 2 of. Oh, interesting. I didn't realize that Rella was even a consideration, but I guess they said that, you know, anybody could be crowned. Just came here to pick up my mag boost from the rock. Okay, he's still here, but he doesn't have anything new to say. Oh, hey, that's nice. Yeah, so sometimes if you talk to people out in the street, they will give you things. We've found that out from earlier on.
Simply amazing.
Okay, so apparently your name is Arrogancy, so I know not to really trust you, but she can't divine the weather where we're going.
Stupendous.
Okay, so yeah, the fact that she's with Luis is public knowledge. Well, good thing we know that she's actually not interested in him.
Got a minute?
Oh, wow. Huh. Well, one of those soldiers gets it. Hey, the young Mayan lady was still talking. Yeah, well, we can at least get her to see us off. But now I think I've made the rounds.
Ready to depart?
Let's weigh anchor.